month, the monthly theme at the Centers for Spiritual Living is divine discomfort. You get it? Devin knows that real well.
It's a true demonstration.
It
is what
is.
I'll say.
And it's a paradox. Remember, a couple months ago we talked about paradox, and it's kind of a, what's the other thing? An oxymoron. Thank you. So my talk today is called Embrace Change. I heard some, I know.
Yeah.
We each have the power to consciously shape our experience of change. Can we embrace change as an opportunity for personal growth and transformation? And can we allow maybe being uncomfortable at times to be okay? Right? I mean, come on. What do you think I've been through the last 2 months? Every day I went into the chapel to clean stuff out, to pull things out. It's caused a lot of discomfort in me. A lot of negatives like, what if nobody comes here? What if we do this wrong? What if this happens? And that didn't last very long, thank God, because I have my spiritual practices. I'm rooted in the divine assurance that everything is unfolding exactly as it needs to. I kept coming back to my faith. Even today, with the rain and the impending storm and winds, which is not happening yet, I thought nobody's going to come today. And then I had to be okay with that. I thought, okay, well, I'll have at least Alan and Rex and Devin and Teresa, who came early, and Amanda, so there'll be 4 of us here. So I affirmed, and I affirm often, I expand beyond my comfort zone and trust the goodness of the universe to support me. I invite you to repeat after me. I expand beyond my comfort zone.
I expand beyond my comfort zone.
And trust the goodness of the universe.
And trust the goodness of the
To
universe
support me.
to support me.
Ernest Holmes, our founder, said, nature will not let us stay in any one place too long. She will let us stay just long enough to gather the experience necessary to the unfolding and advancement of the soul. Nature demands the change in order that we may advance. That's our motto for this center, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow. Nature demands the change in order that we may advance. Life is full of uncomfortability. Is that even a word? Think about birth itself is a shift from a warm, nurturing, safe place to a cold, terrifying chaos. And it's our very first experience of what is divine discomfort. Life is complicated, magnificent, and nuanced glory, and living in it is bound to be uncomfortable at times. Has anybody never been uncomfortable? Right? So maybe, just maybe, there's lessons to be learned in being uncomfortable. Stepping outside of our comfort zone. You will recognize your own power and potential for positive transformation when you activate 3 simple ideas. Don't forget gold nuggets. Oh, we don't have pens available.
We do have pens back here.
The pens are back there, okay. Number 1 is embrace change. Number 2 is releasing limiting beliefs. And number 3 is cultivate conscious awareness. Because when we do these 3 things, then we can engage in affirmative practices, seek support, and take inspired action. In Science of Mind, the discomfort of change highlights the importance of embracing conscious awareness and positive thinking. Not wishful thinking. Not wishful thinking. We teach possibility thinking here, not just positive thinking. And it's all, for us, based in principle and by aligning our beliefs with the creative power of the universe. We often say, there's a power greater for me available There's a power greater for good that I can use that's greater than me. So by embracing change and with openness and releasing the resistance that we have, we can experience personal growth and a more fulfilling life. Would anybody like that?
Yes, please.
Yes, please. I embrace the power of change and unlock my potential for transformation. Now that's a gold nugget. Repeat after me. I embrace the power of change.
I embrace the power of change
And unlock my potential for transformation.
and unlock my potential for transformation.
Take a breath. And that's different for each of us, isn't it? What does that mean for you? So the 3 teaching points, first one is embracing change. So first of all, we all have to recognize that change is a natural part of life. It is, right? And it's an opportunity, or can be an opportunity for growth. So can we choose to embrace change with an open mind and a willingness to try something new? Devin had a great mention of that, the way he's dealing with his life right now. Not dealing with it, but experiencing it. And the discomfort of change often arises from our resistance to it. Have you ever done that to something? No. We all do that. Because our minds tend to hold on to familiar patterns even though they no longer serve us. So resistance can manifest as fear, doubt, excess worry, and clinging to the past. Anybody? I mean, you understand that. So how does resistance manifest in your thoughts, in your emotions, and in your behaviors when you're faced with change? Think about that. And as I said, in my own experience this last couple months, I had a lot of resistance at first. But when I surrendered and let go, everything flowed. People showed up when they needed to. That Eric Fulda, boy, he got so many things from us because I was going to throw it away, and he said, oh, I can use this. I released my resistance. The second thing is releasing our limiting beliefs. Anybody have any limiting beliefs? Yeah. No, not you.
I used to. But
Oh, you used to, okay. Because we know that our beliefs are formed through conditioning and past experiences, right? And those beliefs influence how we respond to change. Negative and limiting beliefs are like weeds in our garden, and they can hinder our ability to embrace something new. We can identify and release those limiting beliefs that hold us back. We challenge those thoughts. We can say, I say to myself all the time, no, I don't believe in upset. I believe in peace. No, I don't believe in confusion. I believe in clarity. So when those things come up in my mind, I just stop them dead on. No, that's not where I'm going. I trust this process. We have to continually talk to ourselves that way. It's a continual process. It's like a purification. You can't just take a shower once and be clean the rest of your life. Right? You have to take a shower every day. We have to be aware of our thoughts all the time. So what is your limiting belief about change?
That it's going to hurt.
That it's going to hurt. So just notice, if you have one. And is it serving you?
Nope.
And the third point is we want to then cultivate conscious awareness and develop a mindful awareness to observe, as I said, our thoughts and emotions and resistance, just to notice them. We can just say to ourselves, wow, I'm really nervous about this, or wow, look at me. So we can rise above. It's not wrong to feel that emotion, but we can rise above it and look at the bigger picture and choose a new response that might align better with our desired outcome. Because I truly, truly believe that change is an opportunity for spiritual expansion and self-discovery. That's why we're here. Emmett Fox said, "Change is the law of the universe. Without change, the world would not merely remain in a static state, but would soon become stale and stagnant." Static state. Without change, there would be no progress, for change is the essence of betterment. Embrace change. Think about that. And here at the Foothill Center, in all the Centers for Spiritual Living, we teach about the power of our minds, right? We don't just talk about what's good for us to do, we practice it. And we show you methods and practices you can do to put them into action. Did you know you can tell your mind what to think? Your individual presence of mind should be operated by you and given strict orders by you. And these orders should be given lovingly and joyfully. Because if you don't tell your mind what to think, the world will keep it confused, fearful, worried. Have you noticed? If you don't have your mind operating under strict orders of good and love, the world will just keep your mind upside down and fill your mind with all kinds of ideas. So, we all have to learn how to program our mind. Have you noticed there's many voices right now from the world telling us what to think, what to be afraid of? The news, politicians, religious doctrine, all of that. Yet, I believe that each one of us can know and say, I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my ship. Because you are, each of you, if you choose. I invite you to repeat, I am the master of my fate.
I am the master of my fate.
I am the captain of my ship.
I am the captain of my ship.
And never, ever let any thought or idea take up residence in your mind unless you first examine it and choose to have that idea in your mind. You don't have to admit any ideas unless you consciously choose those ideas. Don't let other people tell you what to think. Choose you this day, whom you shall serve. You. So what are the general things, the good things we can generally agree upon that we want to tell our minds to think? Well, I'm going to give you some words that I use. Health, happiness, success, love, peace, prosperity. Repeat these words with me one by one. Health.
Health.
Happiness.
Happiness.
Success.
Success.
Love.
Love.
Peace.
Peace.
Prosperity.
Prosperity.
Tell your mind to constantly think health,
Health.
happiness,
Happiness.
success,
Success.
love,
Love.
peace,
Peace.
prosperity.
Prosperity.
You're planting seeds, aren't you? That's all you're doing. But I'd rather plant those seeds than the other, myself. And the other thing I want to remind us is, you know, in religious science, in this philosophy of the science of mind, we don't pray to God up in the sky with a throne that's judging us. You know, you're with me on that. So remember, we're not trying to get that God up in the sky to do something. We're getting it together in our own minds, our own psychology. You are the only person you need to convince. All you need to do to get what you want is convince yourself of it. Some of you are nodding. I mean, I know you know this. And if you can convince yourself in your own mind of the reality of you already having it, what you are wanting, and know it's yours by divine birthright, it has to come to you. It's the law. That's just the way the law works. Remember the song, I fought the law and the law won. We can't fight the law. So let's remember, when we're praying, who are you trying to convince? Yourself. That makes it simple, doesn't it? Because if you're here today and you're not experiencing health, happiness, success, love, peace, or prosperity as you would like to, you don't have to convince God. All you have to do is convince yourself in your own mind of the reality that you already have that, and be grateful for it. Because this is basic mind science. This is what we teach here. But it's up to you to believe it or not. Right? We're always a choice. In Romans 12:2 in the Bible, and be ye not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of the divine. Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. And we can do that daily, moment by moment, by paying attention. Notice what you're noticing. And we don't pray to something outside of us to change us, to change our conditions, to change our health, to change our home, to change our husband, to change our wife, to change our children, to change our financial condition. That's not it. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind, you individually. Because when we convince ourselves of that reality, change will take place. It has to. Take a breath. I know you all know this, but are we practicing it? That's the key. I convince myself of a change for good in my life. So we want to convince ourselves. I invite you to repeat this. I convince myself of a change for good in my life. Whatever that good is, do you believe it? Do you have faith? And just to notice, no, it'll never happen. It never has happened. Blah, 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 blah. Then you go down that rabbit hole. That's why we have practitioners. Because the practitioners, we love to hold you in prayer and know the truth for you. But it's up to you to accept that truth. And it takes practice to change your thinking, change your life. That's Ernest Holmes' little tag, which is now a meme. I guess you call it a meme. He did that in 1935 or whatever. Change your thinking, change your life. Because when we do, we'll recognize our own power and potential for our positive transformation. So that we embrace change, we release limiting beliefs, and we cultivate conscious awareness. How does that sound? It's kind of a tall order, but it's possible. I know that it's possible. We're here in this room. Anything's possible. Look around us. I even saw somebody jogging a few minutes ago in the rain. Yay. So finally, I'd like to say, I embrace the power of change and unlock my potential for transformation. Now, when we repeat these things, if there's a part of you that doesn't believe or accept it, it's okay. You can add the word willing. Because when I'm willing to change, it opens the door a little bit to something else. So if you say, anytime, and I've said this before, anytime we say an affirmation, there's a part of you that's like, oh, it just doesn't happen. You are willing to make this shift. And that willingness will help you to stand your ground. I embrace the power of change and unlock my potential for transformation. Repeat after me. I embrace the power of change
Embrace the power of change.
and unlock my potential for transformation.
And unlock our potential for transformation.
Let's say that one more time after me. I embrace the power of change
I embrace the power of change.
and I unlock my potential for transformation.
And I unlock my potential for transformation.
Oh, yeah. Just imagine that key in the lock right now for each of you. Something's shifting. Something's opening up. I know this. We're available to that greater good, that greater truth. So let's take this into prayer as I close. And I want to read a prayer from Ernest Holmes, one of my favorite prayers. And I'll make copies of this for next week. It's entitled, "Before me is a clear road and I proceed." The forward look is the Godward look. Today I stand at the door of the abundant life and I knock. All that I seek opens to me and beckons me to life's fullness. I enter into my divine heritage and walk with the great and the true. I am inspired to right action in every detail. There are no obstructions in my pathway of mind. The mistakes of yesterday are behind, and the future beckons with promise. Thinking straight, I walk in peace to my selected good. I am pushed from behind by spirit, and I am led forward by true guidance. I walk in faith. I have courage, for I know my divine self will never fail me. Ahead of me is the royal road to good living based on spirit and motivated by love. This is the day of progress. This is the day of demonstration. I walk in the dream of accomplishment, and my dream becomes a fact. God is where I am, and God will always be with me. His hand will never loose mine, nor will his love let me go. His listening mind tells me to not fear the forward pace. And so it is.
There's a reason for the sunshiny sky. There's a reason why I'm feeling so high. Must be the season when that little light shines all around us. Let that feeling take you